G'day guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. And in today's video we're going to be getting into the video that we do in a yearly tradition, which is ranking Indigenous Guernseys. Obviously we've seen the start of Indigenous round last night where the power got up over the Ds by a few points in a thrilling way to start off the rounds. It was good for the tipping, however this video is not about the tipping, it is about the ranking. Before we do get into today's video, make sure you guys leave a like and also subscribe to the channel. Later on in the Arvo today I'll be streaming the Freo and Geelong game at Optus Stadium, so hopefully the boys can get up over in Perth. And yeah, really keen to get into some of these rankings. Some of the Guernseys are just elite. Like seriously, when Indigenous round comes along, this is when the Guernseys really step it up a notch, and the designs are just classy. All of them are classy, and obviously the rankings are nothing on the background. It is all about the looks of the jumper, so obviously the background has no representation in what I'm going to be ranking these jumpers today. Alright, so here are all the Guernseys on the tier maker. Thanks to Cardi for making this. Obviously he did a video on it a few days ago, so I'm going to be using his tier maker that he did create for these types of videos. So we'll start off with the Brizzy one, and obviously all these Guernsey designs are absolutely class. They are so clean. It's just sort of elite how they can whip these up year in and out. And obviously some teams have been using the same Guernsey that they have been for the past few years, so sometimes they change and sometimes they don't. We'll start off with the Brizzy one. It's nice, it's real nice. However, I think there's just a little bit too much going on. It is still a great jumper, don't get me wrong, but I'm going to pop it in good for now. It's still a classy jumper. Like, I certainly wouldn't turn it down if someone just got it for me. I would definitely be wearing it. However, I just feel like there's a bit too much going on at the bottom of the Guernsey there with all the circles and the patterns. However, everything else seems to be pretty nice. It's a very nice blue colour at the top of the Guernsey. The lion as usual in the middle. However, just a little bit too much going on for me, but it is still a very nice Guernsey. And the D's one, obviously we did see them play with it last night in Adelaide, and it looked alright actually. It did look alright, however, I'm just going to chuck it in good. I don't think it's anything too special, and looking at the tier maker, it's not better than the Brisbane one currently. However, we need to see the Brisbane one actually being played in, so we'll have to wait for the Brizzy game this week to really determine how good the Guernseys do look on the field. And then Melbourne obviously have two kits, one for away and one for home, so their home kit, it looks probably worse. I'm going to say decent. I'm going to say decent because the second last category in this tier maker is still decent, so it's still a decent jumper, but I don't think it's as good as this light blue kit. The light blue that the Demons use on their clash kits and away kits, just fucking class. Absolutely elite. North Melbourne kit, which once again, similar to the Brisbane one, there's just a bit too much going on, and I'm not actually a fan of it. I'm going to pop it in D's, and I'm going to put it behind the D's. I'm actually not a fan of it. There's just too much, and they've got to switch it up. All I can say is just lines and lines, pretty much. That's it. Moving on, let's go with the Collingwood Guernsey. Basic but good, but also a bit too bland, so it would be a bit rude if I put it down here. The North Melbourne one's overboard, but the Collingwood one is just their normal Guernsey, and they've just put some circled patterns on the black stripes. It's not doing it for me. I'm going to put it in bland, and I usually love the Pies kits. Like, they've got such good training kits, off-field gear, but this one is just a bit too bland for me. I'm not a fan, and I don't think it's actually, I don't think it's going anywhere other than bland at this stage, but we might switch things up at the end, so wait and see for that, I guess. The Doggies one actually has a nice balance of designs. I'm going to pop it in great. The blue really stands out. Is that a lizard? I can't see from here, but I'm pretty sure that's a lizard wrapping itself around the red sash. And yeah, this design is actually very clean. There's not too much going on. It's just a perfect balance of design in this dog's kit, which I'm absolutely loving, and that's why I'm going to pop it, the first one, in grey. We'll move on to the Geelong kits now. They've got a home and away kit. Obviously, they'll be rocking this one later on today in the clash against the Dockers. I don't even think it's decent. I don't think it's bland, but it's... Nah, I'm not a fan of it. I'm just not a fan of it. It's too white for me. It's too white for me. I don't think... Nah, I'm actually not a fan. And the home one as well, you can see the away one has 2 stripes there at the bottom of the Guernsey. This one has 3 and is a little bit different of a design and I'm still not a fan of it either. The Geelong kits I'm just not a fan of. They're just too plain. I feel like these are the teams that can really produce some nice Indigenous Guernseys as well, like Geelong and Collingwood. They've got pretty basic kits, so I reckon they could genuinely make something work and look real clean for Indigenous round, but just not it this year for the Indigenous Guernseys for myself. And the Gold Coast one is actually really nice. I like that. And the Gold Coast Guernsey just by itself, like the usual home kit, is just real nice. So yeah, the colours, obviously the red that they use in the background is just a perfect red for a Guernsey colour. Really stands out. It's just a nice balance, and I like these little whether or not that's boomerangs or just patterns around the circle there on the Guernsey at the bottom going up to the logo. I really do like that as well. So I'm going to pop it up in great with the Doggies ones. And the Brisbane one actually has a home kit as well, and I actually like this home kit a lot better than the Clash kit. I'm going to pop that in great as well. That looks really clean, although it's just an inverse pretty much to the away kit. The away kit, the line is just a bit too dark. You can't really see it, but when you've got the maroon in the background and the line's gold instead in the home kit, that looks a lot cleaner with the blue, with everything. That actually looks really classy. I'm going to pop that probably in front of the Doggies, actually. I really like that home kit for the Lions. However, their away kit just not doing much. The Giants one is interesting. I'm going to pop it in decent. I think we can sort of see the theme that I'm going with, in which I like and which I don't like. It's just a bit of an odd kit. It's just not really the pattern of a normal GWS kit. Doesn't really fit the theme of their Guernsey, I guess you could say. And now the Baggers kit, I really don't mind it, actually. It's very bold. I like how their logo is has an outline around it, and it's really sticking out to us. And then the background design is pretty nice. The patterns go together pretty well. I'm going to pop it in good. Actually, I'm going to pop it in front of the Brisbane away kit. I'm going to do that. I really like it. It's a bit basic, but it's nice. I like how the logo's sticking out bold. So I'm going to pop it top of good. And now the Saints one. This one has been copying a bit of whiplash and a bit of controversy during the week leading up to Indigenous round. And it is obviously the Aboriginal flag. And instead of the white in the middle, they've gone with the gold, which I actually really like. It's getting a lot of mixed opinions, yeah, from here and there. But this one I actually really like. It's nice and basic. They've introduced the yellow instead of the white in the middle of the jumper for the stripe. And they've got this little design on the left and the right of the jumper, which is just nice and clean and basic. And it is actually doing stuff for me. I do like it. I'm going to pop it probably in front of the Suns kit there. But look, it's copying a lot of controversy, and I can understand if you don't really like it. It's really, no one says if it's all right. It's either good, you either think it's good, or you think it's just not it. And I think it's good. I don't mind it. And I think it actually looks decent with the Guernsey, the yellow. It really suits with the red and the black. Moving on to Port Adelaide, we obviously saw them rock the kit last night. Outstanding. This is the first outstanding one for me. It is so clean. The teal just has the perfect amount, and also the white. Everything's just a perfect balance, Jay. Sorry if I do sound a bit ill in this video. I do obviously have COVID, so I'm going to take a break and blow my nose quickly. I'm going to pop it up in outstanding because the bird and everything is just so clean. It is just so clean, and I would purchase this jumper in an instant just with a click of the fingers, and it would be mine. I would not mind spending $120 on this kit if that's what it's going to make, if that's what it's going to give me. So that's a great kit, really outstanding kit, and it looks real good on the field as well. The West Coast kit, I guess it's alright. I'll pop it top of decent. It's alright, but it's just, actually, is it better than the D's kit? Probably not, actually. I'm going to pop it there in between the D's and the Kangas. It's alright. I don't mind the yellow swooping eagle, how they have introduced that. I think they might have introduced that with the Collingwood training kits and with their swooping magpie. Moving on to the Crows kit, it's just not doing it for me. I don't really like it. The yellow, red, and blue. Look, it's just not doing it for me. I don't know why, but I don't like the design. I just don't like the design. The middle flower in, obviously, the middle of the Guernsey, it's just not it's just too big. It's too big, and it's not letting much space for other designs to fit into the kit. So Gold Coast Clash kit, holy shit, I would love to rock that on the footy field. Probably put it here. I'm gonna put it here for the Gold Coast Clash kit. The logo is actually bigger and it's more centered as well than the home kit for the Suns. And just the blue is just so good of the Gold Coast away kit. Like the Clash kits that they always rock looks so clean on the field, and making it into an Indigenous Guernsey, adding a little bit of yellow and red there at the bottom as well, and the white dots. It's just a perfect balance. It is so good, not overdone at all like some of these Indigenous Guernseys are. However, that one's just real clean. I love it. Now moving on to the Sydney kit. They have used this one, I'm pretty sure, in the previous. I definitely know they used it last year. However, I'm not sure if they used it the year prior, but I do know they used it last year. It's a decent kit. I actually don't mind the introduction of the blue on the Guernsey. It actually fits in really well, the blue and the red and the white. It actually fits in really well. It's a nice balance. I'm going to pop it in great, however, at the end of great, because they have used this one in the past, meaning that they've made no effort to make a new kit this year, and they've just decided to go with the ones that they've used in the previous years. So yeah, the effort just isn't there, but it's still a nice Guernsey. Moving on to the Hawthorn kit, which is alright. It's alright, but it's just a bit yellow for me. It's a bit too yellow. They needed to make the brown a little bit thicker, I reckon. Still a good Guernsey. I'll pop it at the back of good, I reckon. Yeah, I reckon back of good is alright position to put it. I feel like it's a nice Guernsey, but it's just too yellow. It's too heavy for me. And moving on to the Dockers kit now, which obviously the Dockers are my team. I would buy this Guernsey, but I reckon there is a nice spot to put it. I reckon it's better than the Melbourne one, but the Brisbane one is just a bit too classy for the Dockers kit, which is it's alright, the Dockers kit. However, I reckon they really peaked in their Indigenous kits back in like 2015 to 2016 when they had the boomerang as the sash, as the V on the jumper for the Dockers. That looked so nice, and that would definitely be going up in outstanding. But the Dockers kit this year, it's alright. We've got to wait to see what it also looks like on the field later on in the day versus the Cats. And I've left obviously these two teams for last because they obviously do play off in the Dreamtime at the G tonight, which is going to be an absolute blockbuster. And the Dons coming in with not too great a form, and well, the Tigers just knocked off the Cats last week at the G, so they are ready to definitely be winning this game tonight at the Showdown. We'll start off with the home team in the Bombers. Yeah, I'm not a fan, actually. I'm really not a fan. I'm going to put it probably here. I feel like it's better than the Crows kit. That Crows kit is actually quite ugly. I'll do that. I reckon the Giants kit is better than both of those. But the Crows kit's ugly, and the Bombers one just fits in there in the decent category. A few designs here and there, and a few different details here and there that really represent the Guernsey. In terms of the looks, it's just not great. Moving on to the last kit of the video, it is the Richmond Tigers Clash Guernsey, which they'll be rocking tonight, obviously, at the G. I don't mind it, however, I don't know why they've introduced a bit of red in the kit there, which is actually going to put it down a bit. I'm going to put it here. I reckon it really levels up with the Bombers kit in terms of cleanliness. Don't know if that's even a word. It probably is, but I just sound funny, so yeah, I reckon it's a decent kit, but they've introduced red into the Guernsey, and the sash isn't doing it for me. I reckon they've certainly had better Indigenous Guernseys in the past, the Tigers, which probably would have been better if they just used their one last year or the year prior, because I remember those ones were decent. So the power up and outstanding, and we're going to do a little bit of shuffling around just to really finalise our answers in this tier maker. I'm going to move that up, and I'm probably going to move that up, and then we'll probably keep it at that, because I feel like that Brisbane home kit's so nice, actually, and this Doggies one is really good as well. So we're going to leave it at that, ladies and gents. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel down below. Obviously, I said earlier on in the video that I will be live streaming the Dockers and the Cats clash later on, so join me at around 4:20 to 4:25 PM later on this Arvo Vic time, and you'll be able to see my live reaction to the Dockers game. Hopefully we can get up over the Cats. It'll be a huge test for us, obviously, at home versus the reigning champs. It'll be a tough one, but we did beat them at GMHBA last year, so keen to see what we can produce up in Perth today. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Cheers.